here we go, my good man. So again, we're just looking at last time to this time, you had a perfect 2 lines. That's what we want. So let's go see it. If you get a drift back, then we know, oh, that's the pathway we were missing. That's what I need to retest and get a brain exercise. And you did perfect on the vertical. So it's not a vertical, but you get this little drift to the left. Okay, so we got a little weakness in your left cerebellum. Do you feel like the left side is more affected?
Recently, yes.
Recently, yes. That's because that pathway's off. So all we do is change it. This is why we love testing. You are literally the embodiment of why I retest and test and retest and test and retest and test. All right, and then go to the day. Again, ultimate goal, we want to flatten those, right? We want it to look just like this, super flat, and not the little anticipation. So let's go see it. And it was mostly when you're looking to the left. When you look to the left, you use the right. So no big anticipations, but you still have a couple little movements, as you can see. So there's a little square wave movements. Now, square wave movements tells us only one thing: something's off on the brain. It doesn't always tell us where the off is. There are like 100,000 pathways that deal with square wave drifts. So it just tells us something's wrong. And I'm like, ah, crap. Okay? Yeah. So that just tells me that's why you're probably taking. So let's go through the other tests. If it's only in saccades horizontal, then that means a specific area of the brain. If it's in all the next 4 tests, well, then it's in an area that's affecting all of them. Okay, that was last time. Picture, perfect. Go to today. And we're looking mostly at this top line to see if those square wave movements, you actually did okay there. So no new finding on that. Didn't affect the saccade vertical. Okay, go to the next one. Optokinetics, you did amazing on this last time. Let's go see, especially on that bottom line, we wanted a flat line. You did so good last time, even better today. Okay, so just like I said, we found the 5 that are awesome. You have 1 so far that are just terrible. It's not all of them. So you keep doing what you're doing. We just got to correct the right exercise, and that's what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to do an exercise, retest, do an exercise, retest, do an exercise, retest, and be like, oh, that one flatlined it. There's your new exercise. And that's, again, I feel bad that you're more dizzy today, but I'm also grateful because it's showing us where your weakness is.
Right.
Okay, so as much as that sucks, I'm forever grateful for it. Okay, and then go to the next one. That was last time. Top line should be flat. This should be right on there. Oh, it's so close. So close. You and I have similar otolithic concomitants. And he has T-bobber left, correct?
No.
T-bobber right. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's one thing we're going to test. He might have a ratio where he actually does both T-bobbers, but the figure 8's on the same side. Is his figure 8 on the left side?
No.
It's on the right side. Interesting. Okay, we're going to have some fun. Let's go to the next one. I love using the word interesting. I don't know why. I think that's so funny.
Favorite thing to say.
And then go to today. And this is your sleep. This is the system that makes you sleep and get restful sleep. You did incredible last time. And you're just as good today. So the biggest thing that I got to figure out is why do I still have a breakdown there and why do I have a breakdown there? So out of 6 tests, only 2 show finding today. The other 4 did as good, if not better, which means your brain's improving. So you haven't gone in a setback, though your brain's like, ah, right? We just got to figure out why. Even this, look at your sway forward and back. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 over an inch. Today you only have 3, so that's a huge improvement. It's you still have 3. I don't want those at all. But even your bias left and right here, you had some 1, 3, 2. Now you have only 1 at 3. So your sway patterns, your distance, even here, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 3. Now they're in the 2s, you have a 3 and a 4. You do have some that are a little bit bigger. But overall, you're doing well. But your control, 70 went down to 60, and 77 went down to 66. You're still better with head up than head down, which is still the craziest thing for me, but it is what it is. This difference of 6 is actually more stable, because now they're within 3%. So this 68 and 69 is better, even though this number went down. I just wish they were both 74s and not both 68. We're only as strong as our weakest link, but we're balancing. Brain is figuring out how to balance this. All right, so let's go to his brain exercises. Okay. So what I want you to try, first I just want, have we retested anything for him? I would assume yes.
Yes, I think we did last time.
Interesting, okay. We're gonna do counterface figure eights on the left and DT on the left, run darkness.
Okay.
And then T-bobber left with a figure eight on the right and run OV. Still his figure eight on the right. So he's doing T-bobber right, and now he's gonna do also T-bobber left, but still the figure eight right. Yep.
Okay.
Now instead of the down, it's going in the up. So it might just have to recalibrate both of those. I got no problem with that. But let's just retest those. So the first two are in complete darkness, and the last one is in OV. And then come back. So you can pause that, they're gonna go test it, and then we're gonna watch it all back in here.
Okay. So we're retesting right now?
Huh?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm not satisfied. Okay, remember, I'm being a stickler, because that's what I am. We're looking at this little drift down. And if it didn't,
So that was from earlier today?
that was earlier
Okay.
today, yeah. The date and time is up at the top right. If you forget, I do all the time.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad or worry. Let's go. So the first one is counterphase or
Counterphase.
DT.
Counterphase.
Okay, counterphase kind of work. You don't have as much drift, but you actually then have a little updrift. So your brain's like, yeah, I don't like that. Let's go to the next one. It's so cool how like precise a brain can be. The right exercise makes all the difference. The brain isn't about, like the brain can't heal itself. Otherwise you and I would not be bald. The brain repairs itself, and it repairs with what it has. Now, for the first 7 seconds, that thing didn't move. That thing is solid as a rock. And then it just drifted half a degree and then reset, and then half a degree and reset. So I actually really like that DT. But I want to go see what the T-bobber one does because of that side. So I like the DT counterphase figure eight on the left. I think that will super help him. And then what I'm trying to see is these angles on the blue are going that way, red are going that way, and they're both going down to the right. I'm trying to flatten that top one. This is in vertical optokinetic. I ran this test, I think about 150 times on myself. I still have a finding. I don't have symptoms, but I still have a finding.
Yeah.
So here we go. I ran 2 yesterday after a brain exercise, and I was like, whoa. Wow. Okay, so if you look right here, that is so smooth, and you still have a couple little movements, but it's so smooth for that first 11 seconds, and then it kind of broke down. So let's actually add that. So the way you're going to do it is going to be a little tricky, my friend. Okay? And what I mean by this is just for you because your brain's so awesome. You're going to do T-bobber. When you do your T-bobber, you're going to do like you've always been doing. You're going to go T-bobber down and to the right like this, right? And then come back up. And then you're going to go to the left, down, but figure eight on the up. So you're only, whenever you're turning to the right is when you're figure eighting, just like this. But you don't figure eight when you're going to the left.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're going to go up like a chevron symbol and then come down. Your wife will think you're super hip because you know chevron symbols. But anything to the left, you don't worry about.
Okay.
And then we're going to add that little DT in there. 2 little variations. So I'm only adding technically 1 exercise because 1 you're already doing.
Right.
But with that right, left, left, right, you don't need 15 because that would take forever. We're just going to do 10.
I don't know how to write it.
What's that?
I don't know how to write it.
Oh, that's okay. Go to it and I'll walk it through with you. T-bob left. Just say T-bobber to the right and left with figure eight on the right, down and up. So then it's the ratio, right? T-bobber to the right with the down, and then T-bobber to the left on the up. So they kind of just go together that way. Good thing is you made a video for that.
Yeah.
So
YouTube.
it's not necessarily a 2-to-2 ratio because it's a total 1-to-1. They're just going to do 10 times total. You can remove the 2-to-1. But it's just the figure eight's on the right And you can even play on the right in the down, like /R, and up /L. So then the down is with the R, and the up is with the L. That's okay too, sis, if you want to do it that way. I'm totally okay with that.
So does one count as one chevron symbol?
Yeah, one chevron symbol.
Okay.
Mhm. And I personally don't care if you go right or left. So if you're like, well, I'm just going to go left and then right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the same. So it's just your figure eight's only on the right side. I've never done that exercise. That was cool. Because I really think this will flatline it. And what's rad is your general brain exercise is figure eight on the right. Now you're just incorporating the leg, so your cross-modal activation stabilizes itself, which should help you. And again, that's why you had one of the best weekends, and then you just crashed, because the brain's like, oh, right? It's like running a marathon and being like, I'm sore for 3 days, I can't even move my legs.
Yeah.
That's what you're experiencing from this standpoint.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense, because basically I had a great weekend, church was good, and then like going to Walmart was still pretty rough, like on Friday.
Yep.
And going to the movie theater was rough.
Yep. And that's still because there's so much movement, but you'll get it.
And then, like I can play catch with my son pretty easily, like
Okay.
baseball catch.
Yeah.
But we went to the park and we were playing pickleball, and that was horrific.
Yep.
Like my body super tensed up and I started getting really dizzy.
Yep, and that's
And-
just because there's a lot of movement like this
Yep.
for right now.
Yeah.
You watch. By August, you'll be playing pickleball all summer
Okay.
long, and you'll just be like, holy smokes. You'll get there. Okay?
Okay. And then, well, I just have to ask because
Please. I like to ask questions.
I just wonder. I feel like I need tons of sleep right now.
Yep.
And I was never that kind of person.
Yep.
My wife says I'm just getting older, but
No,
like
that's actually your brain.
Yeah, okay.
You need sleep because your brain your equilibrium is so off, and nothing robs us more of energy than our equilibrium.
Okay.
And so right now you need sleep because the moment you're up, your brain's working against gravity. At least when you're sleeping, you're like, okay, I don't have to calculate, but this one little receptor, my brain, heart, everything works, so I'm just gonna sleep more. You'll know when you're like, oh, I'm only sleeping 7 hours, I feel great. You'll
Yeah.
know that brain is back. that is totally expected.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like I need like 9 hours of sleep,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
it seems so ridiculous to me because I used to like be okay on 7.
Yep.
And yeah, like you're
Yeah,
saying.
and the only
Okay.
reason why you need 9 is because the brain's too exhausted to handle the day. Your brain calculates every day. It goes, okay, I know what I'm about to do today. Okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And so, like, your brain knows it. You wake up and goes, okay, I know I'm gonna work till 2 in the evening tonight. I'm gonna be up till 2 a.m. So it starves certain foods certain ways. Like, it's not like this just, I'm a robot and I do the same thing every day. No, it's constantly recalibrating and checking and goes, oh, okay. And then you didn't sleep, so then it has to make all these other calculations. And then it's like, yeah, you're done. And the brain will tell you you're over. And it'll do it faster than anything.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so just those little 2 variations, keep everything on the same. It doesn't need to be 5 times a day anymore. I'm okay with 3 to 4. So don't overdo it, but I mean, not that you have to, but if you want to and you're like, no, I really like 5, keep doing 5. I'm just saying you don't have to.
Right.
5 versus 3 isn't going to make the brain heal faster. It's just your brain's starting to wire, so you just need the consistency. I'd rather you do 3 every day than miss a couple days because 5 feels daunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one thing I do struggle with is starting them early.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't like. I said this might sound weird, but the cross crawl taps
Yeah.
are like they're super easy to do. But I'm like, once I start it, I'm like, I know I have to do all the exercises.
Yep, once you start it, you have to
So
do
I
it well.
usually my first one, I haven't like I usually I've been getting 4 to 5 in
Yeah,
every day.
perfect. Yep.
But on that second exercise, just so I know,
Yep,
what is
DT
that
up.
one?
So that's
Is it-
left, that's right arm, because the DT left is always with the leg. This is one where leg and arm are going in the same direction.
Same direction.
Same directions.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then what's the 15 times?
So that's
15
just
times?
15, so you do 1, 2, and the reason why I stop is just so your brain has to regenerate that movement.
Mm-hmm.
If I just sat there, eventually you'd be going to autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not using higher executive brain, but if I force you to stop and then do it again, it pushes it better.
Okay, so I do 15, stop for a second.
Take literally a breath, stop and go.
And then do
it again,
15 times.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Just making sure I
Yep.
understood what that was.
Yeah,
And then
so good.
T-bobber makes
And
sense.
T-bobber to the right, and your figure eight's with the down. And
Are
the
we-
left is with the figure eights on the up.
And then are we still doing the T down bobber after that? Like.
Yes, you're still doing the T down bobber. Nothing
Okay.
changed there.
Okay, that's
Nothing
right.
changed on any other exercise.
Okay.
Okay? Alrighty, you're awesome.
Sounds good.